On my way back to Guelph. On my way back to Guelph tonight. Left the Meadows at noon. I got all the way here at 5:48. Now, I didn't come here to drive Delicious Stone DK. I was happily surprised with the way he raced. He raced very, very good. I guess I wasn't expecting him to race bad. A little disappointed with Simply Chaotic, but as I said to Dominic, a lot to take away from the race with Simply Chaotic. You know, we have a lot of this stuff going on in the States also. Anytime you have a large group of horses, you're going to have horses that are a little immature, right? When push comes to shove and you have to drop the hammer. He was good at the baby races, and I think now he's just going through a little bit of a growth spurt where his stifles seem a little sloppy. He's running in bad. When I warmed that horse up, he warmed up very good. I was really happy with the way he warmed up. Then I went out to race him, and when I went on the track, I could tell he didn't seem sore at all, but he was on the right line really hard in the mile. He was choppy, he was hot. When you see a horse that warms up quiet, behaved, and then you go out to race them and they're really hot, that's usually indicative of a horse that's getting a little sore or does have something bothering him. Could be his feet, and it could have been his feet tonight too. It wasn't really interfering that much anywhere. A few little marks on the vet wrap behind, but nothing really to speak of yet. On the right line, very, very hard throughout the mile. So, begs the question, what's bothering him? If I was to guess, watching his body language coming on the track for the race, I would say his stifles are a little weak, a little immature still. His feet, because he was shod this week and the track is kind of hard tonight, maybe a little pinchy. Overall, as I said to Dominic after the race, it's August. He's going to win a maiden. He's going to win an hours or two, and whether he does it now or he does it in September, October, November, doesn't much matter, does it? Turn him out for 6 weeks. Bring him back, race him through the fall, into the winter, turn him out again. Or, if we don't like what we see, which I find highly unlikely, he's got a pretty good attitude, and he's a big colt now. We don't like what we see, we sell them. And I suspect it'll be the first, not the latter. I believe that's probably the best plan. Why is this telling me not to go on the 407? I know it costs money to go on the 407, but I don't trust Toronto. I do not trust the traffic in Ontario, and I am not going down to the 401. Oldest trick in the book. I don't care if it's 8 o'clock at night or not. I'm so mad at my phone. My data's not working. I get so many, crappy data when you come across the border. In that regard, my Canadian phone was better in the sense that I had a lot of data and I could use it on both sides of the border. Then I get an American phone, and when I come to Canada, I can only use so much data, like 2 or 3 gigabytes. Chew through that in 5 seconds. But I still have my Canadian phone, and I always just turn on my hotspot on my Canadian phone when I cross the border and use it for my phone and my tablet when I'm home, if I'm not on Wi-Fi. I go to use the hotspot, it's not working. I'm getting a little angry. Anyway, for my partners on Simply Chaotic, nice colt, strong colt, a little headstrong tonight. I didn't want to break rule number 1. We're coming into the first turn and everybody's jostling, but we're not really going that much. And he's coming up behind. I could feel him when I grabbed him. I could feel him get a little pacey, and I said, no, I'm not playing that game. And I kept going with him. Now, lucky I was able to drop in the 2-hole, but he was all out of soap at that point too. So, again, why are you done right there? Why were you so hot at the quarter pole? This stuff is all indicative of a horse that's going through a growth spurt that's a little sore. Now, it could be sore feet, it could be mucus, it could be a million things, but as I said to Dom, when the grassroots are going in 56, 57, 58, and you're not quite prepared to just yet because you got a big growthy colt, turn him out in the field. He can come back and make the same money in the fall as he could make right now. Last thing you want to do is break his confidence. He seemed fine after. We warmed up good, but was not good in the mile. So that's going to be the plan with him, just as it was, as I said, within New York today. I know my partners, all of you out there that are my partners in New York, were hoping that I was going to come on and say in New York school in 58, he'll be going to Kentucky next week. He didn't. Went a mile and 2.5, felt okay. There was nobody really to train with. But he's not ready to trot in 57 or 58. So why ask him to? He too is going to the field. Aunt Sarah going to the field for very similar reasons to Simply Chaotic, actually. Looks like a nice horse. Now, she trained down like a real good horse. I know when I trained him in the winter, I thought he was very, very good. His first qualifier come 27 seconds on the end of it. So he's got speed. Let's help him utilize it the best we can. Same with Rose Road Bobby. There could be a multitude of reasons that you have to give a horse a break, especially this time of year. The last thing you want to do is start turning horses out because you absolutely have to. You've exhausted all avenues, you've done vet work, you've raced them, now they're tired and beat up and you turn them out. Guess what? Old horseman told me one time, a lot of the times you'll see them come back in the way you turn them out. So if you turn them out, beat up, low on morale and confidence, there's a good chance that's what you're going to see when you come back. So let's turn them out before that happens. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So, Delicious Stone, a good spot to be in. I asked Dominic, I said, okay, let's assume we wanted to move him out of this class. Wherever he said, Anthony, Chicago Hall is the class above this. That optional 25,000 claimer is tough. Okay? And he said, Mohawk, we already know the answer there. Grand River Raceway, not a whole lot there. I said, you're answering it's a perfect question, and you answered it perfectly. Just leave him there. 55 tonight, but I can tell you what, Georgian Downs never lost its speed, that's for sure. The track was actually in decent shape tonight, too. I remember when we had lots of money in Georgian Downs, the track sucked sometimes. Different surface, a little bit different surface on there than I remember also. But it was fast, that's for sure. So rinse and repeat with Delicious Stone DK and let Simply Chaotic grow up for a little bit. We'll bring him back in the fall. I'm gonna try and get a hold of Rogers on my American phone and yell at someone. It's frustrating. Anyway, 1 for 2 tonight, but a very telling night. 1, Delicious Stone is dialed in and looking good. And 2, Simply Chaotic just needs a little time off. There you have it. Tomorrow's a big day for us. We got our boys racing at Northfield Park tomorrow night. Thursday we're busy at the Meadows. Friday very busy at the Meadows. And Saturday it looks like the Meadows. And then I'm going to be coming home. Ollie has a baseball game 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. a doubleheader in Niagara. So we'll see what races I get in on Sunday also. They draw tomorrow. So there you have it. Not a very busy day for me. I woke up at 6:30 this morning, drove 2 hours to the Meadows, warmed up the horses, qualified 4, schooled 1, got in the car, drove, and I'll tell you what, 5 hours and 49 minutes from the Meadows to Georgian Downs, in case you're wondering. Anybody ever asked you a little trivia question? Hey, by the way, how long does it take to get from the Meadows to Georgian Downs? 5 hours and 49 minutes on a Tuesday afternoon. So that's it for my night. That's it for all our nights. Busy week ahead. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Kentucky starts. So take care. I will talk to you all very soon. I hope you had a great day. Certainly no droopy lips today. As I said, there's nothing wrong with Simply Chaotic. He just needs time to grow up. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And Delicious Stone DK was very good tonight. Take care, everybody.